Hey guys, welcome back to Professional Weekenders YouTube channel. Today we're here in Tulum, Mexico, and today we're going to be exploring the Tulum National Park. It's gonna be a ton of fun. We're gonna stroll down the beach and we're gonna check out some Mayan ruins, so make sure you stick around, check it out, hit that subscribe button, and let's go.
Let's go. Alright guys, like I said, we're here in Tulum today. We're gonna walk down the beach. We stayed at Tulum, a hotel at Tulum last night, and we'll put that video down below. But I guess because the hotel is within the park, Jaguar / Tulum National Park, you are able to, I guess if you stay here, you already are technically paying for entrance to the park. So we're gonna walk down the beach, and if walking is not your thing, there is a tram, or you can ride a bike. So I think we're going to go backwards, but Lewis is very excited because apparently he's been up since the butt crack of dawn and started to saw all the things.
Well, I saw the first temple, but yeah, if you stay here in the park, you need some wristbands that give you access to the, I'm not sure what the difference is between the Parque del Jaguar versus the Tulum National Park. It all seems to be about the same on Google Maps, but they do charge you to gain access here unless you're staying on property because you're already paying for that.
Yep.
I think it's like $14 US.
I don't know, but I know that a lot of people have left really bad reviews on the entrance because of the price. So
yeah, there is a pretty heavy security checkpoint to get in here, and there's no water bottles allowed.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Obviously in Mexico, a lot of people aren't drinking the water, so you need something in glass or plastic.
Yeah.
Even glass.
Reusable.
Oh, sorry, yeah, you need something in glass or cans, and even glass may not be allowed too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, all right, it is about a 3/4 of a mile walk from our hotel along the beach to the first temple. So let's go. So we're out here where all the tourists are.
All the tourists. It's still early enough. There's hardly anybody on the beach.
Yeah.
So it is about 8:45 in the morning.
Ouch.
So not too long after sunrise. And I tell you what, the beach here is beautiful. You got this white powdered sand beach, super soft, very comfortable. And then this water is amazing. It's a little choppy. It seems like it's been choppy the entire time that we've been here. But once that sun comes out and hits it, it becomes the most beautiful aquamarine turquoise you've ever seen in your life. So I said it on our other video of the hotel review. It reminds me of one of those tables that people make out of resin. I mean, it looks exactly like that. It's insane. The water is so beautiful. It is an absolutely gorgeous beach, and they do have crews out here in the morning here picking it up. But I will say that if you're going to walk all the way to the temples down here, you definitely want to wear shoes because it gets kind of rocky towards the end here. And then also too, there could just be trash on the beach. They're working on cleaning it up already in the morning, but I did see some rather nasty things this morning, and I'll just leave it to your imagination. Wear shoes, just wear shoes. All right, so we've made it to the end of the beach, and there is the stairway up to the first set of Mayan ruins. So this is the part that I said is very rocky, and it'd be good to have shoes on, because walking over this in barefoot is not fun. You doing all right?
Yeah, just a little nervy. I don't think we're supposed to do this, but we're doing it.
We're supposed to do it. There's nothing that says we can't do it. It's just a worry word. And once you get part way up here, the lush vegetation mixed with the beach is just absolutely beautiful. All right. And then it tells us the archaeological zone is just ahead, along with the Referral lighthouse. All right, we made it to the top of the first hill here, and there is the first temple. This one looks to be a recreation, I would assume, but it is something to look at. But look at the view over the ocean here, is absolutely stunning. But I tell you what's even more breathtaking is if you turn around this way, the view that you get of Tulum from up here, you can see for miles. Sorry, kilometers. They use the metric system down here. All right, so this is what I'm talking about with this beach. I mean, look at these colors. I don't know if it comes across on camera, but it really does look like one of those resin tables with, how it goes from the white sand into like the mixed brown, the waves crashing, and then you got like that aquamarine and then the turquoise in the distance. It's just an insane kaleidoscope of colors right there. I've never seen a beach quite like it.
I'm allergic to Mexico. Sorry.
Mexico's allergic to you.
All right, so on top of being allergic to Mexico, absolutely positively no handrails around this place. So watch your kids, watch your wives, watch your husbands, because Mexico will get you.
Look at that. That's amazing. But here's like the entrance here. There's a bathroom down there. And then what's interesting, I think that this may be like some of the older ruins. Maybe this was like originally some Mayan ruins that they kind of built on top of and refurbished and reproduced this thing. So we're going to continue through the turnstiles over here. There's some more hiking trails. I think we can keep going further down, and that's where we'll find the bigger temple and area. There's a giant one. Like, that's his tail.
Oh, I don't know where he went.
He's right there. Like, that's his tail.
I can't see him. I'm too short.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go for that.
So we got to the end of that trail, and now we're in the ruin section, and our bracelets did not get us in the ruins, so they charged us 100 pesos
A piece.
per person to get in here. So that's like $3 or something a person.
Is it?
No, $5 a person. Yeah, $5 a person to get in. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's go see what we can find.
Even though they touch, they are not the same park, number one. Number two, I think there's multiple entrances to the ruins, but I don't know where the main entrance is. You know what I mean?
It's that way.
It's over there through the jungle.
I think it's right off that road. It's where we drove the other day.
Okay. Yeah. Mexico's fun, but I don't always think we have clear directions about where we're going. So.
Well, it's also not designed for English speakers, right?
Well, I mean, not even so much English speakers, but we would try to research it, and we weren't really able to come up with much. But this view's pretty. Let's check out the view. Oh, more tourists in my shot.
Yeah, but check out the ruins that are here.
Yeah, little baby ruins.
So how old do you think these are? Like 2,000 years?
Oh, 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Yeah, that's only like 600 years ago.
I think they're older than that. I think they're pre-Christ, BC.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, they're at least 1,000, maybe 2,000 years old.
I think they're older than Christ.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look.
Okay, we're gonna Google it.
There's the bigger temple.
Oh yeah, you can't really see it, but it's right there. Let's go there.
All right, but it is absolutely stunning here, and we did a quick 2 minutes worth of research. So I believe this is like the actual Mayan city of Tulum, and it housed about 600 people about 700 years ago, so in the 13th century or so. And it was a seaport for trading, a lot of jade. Also, too, they built these walls. It's one of the few Mayan cities that has walls around it. And I think we're actually standing on one of the walls now. They said the walls are about 7 meters thick. I don't recall how high, but I think it's like part of the cliffs included on the walls. Pretty neat, but yeah, I'm glad to be here.
We were both wrong about how old it was.
Yeah, it's actually not as old as we thought.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, still 700 years in terms of the Americas is pretty old.
All right, guys, so it is currently 22 minutes after 9 o'clock. Definitely recommend getting here early. And I gave this guy a lot of flack this morning.
Yeah, somebody likes to sleep. Others of us are ready to carpe that diem.
I'll give you a DM. All right. Looks like you also can go down there. And Lewis has got the 360, so he'll show you guys a little bit more what that looks like. So my arms aren't that long, so I can do that. But let's keep going.
All right, let's go.
All right, so before we show you guys the buildings here, looks like you can swim out in the water, but I would not recommend it unless you were strong somewhere, because waves.
It's the same waves that are just in front of our hotel. I was out there swimming. Everybody was out there swimming.
No, I know, but the difference is these are rock cliffs. You had sand to roll up on.
Oh, well, there's a little bit of sand there.
Yeah, okay. Just mind the tide, I guess. But yeah, here you go. Here's the fort. The palace, castle, ruins?
Temple.
But
yeah, look how far back it goes.
Oh my goodness. All right. So I guess we're going to start this way and work our way this way.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
But we've only got a couple hours, so.
Okay. All right. So it looks like that would be the steps. So those are definitely blocked off. But it looks like at one point in time you could go down there. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, maybe they unblock it depending on the tide.
Or the dangerous animals in the ocean. I think that iguana is stuck. So clearly this is his house, and we're just checking it out. We're just visiting. Definitely can see where there's a lot more. So hopefully we'll have enough time to make our way that way. This is beautiful. Even though we were here pretty early in the morning, I mean, all things considered, I think that it's open at 9 o'clock. And we started with the biggest temple first because we came in the back way. There's definitely still a lot of people here, so be mindful. Obviously, everyone wants to see pictures, so just get in line and take your time. So there you go.
All right, so now we've made it to like, I guess what is the center of town here, but lots of like buildings and temples. That I don't know if some of these were homes. They did mention that one of the theories is that only maybe the priests and the high officials would live inside the walled city. But here is the Castillo, so this is the castle, which is, we were just on the backside of that a minute ago.
Yeah, so they said there's 2 small temples in there, and that's where they would make the sacrifices.
But it's absolutely gorgeous here, and amazing to see these old ruins so well preserved. It is 9:30, and the crowds have started to really file in now. The place is getting rather busy, so maybe the move here is to get up at dawn.
Yeah. All right, so just come up these steps, show this little area right here. Lewis is over there, but this is a great shot. It's right next to the pictures. There's a now. So
Portable water.
Casa de Cenote. Cenote, rather. And the cenote is right over there, so we're going to check that out. This is kind of cool. This is where all the water came from.
Yeah, this is where all the drinking water come from. So this is also the entrance here to this room, and there's 2 steps up, but that thing is only like 4 feet tall. So the
You have to duck.
Mayans must have been rather short.
Maybe.
I know, well, 700 years ago, people generally were shorter, but yeah. I'd have to walk around like this all day.
Well, T-Rex. And the actual cenote is there, but we can't see it because it's tourist.
Obviously, since we're here in Tulum and we got a couple days, we're going to be making the trek down to Chichen Itza as well, which is like the most famous Mayan ruins. And I can't wait to see that. And I kind of question after seeing this place, like how that's going to compare to Tulum. I mean, because Tulum is spectacular. But I will say that there's a ton of people here, and I imagine that over at Chichen Itza is probably going to be even worse. There's probably going to be way more people because it's so much more famous. If you want to see that video on Chichen Itza, make sure you hit the subscribe button because that'll be coming up in not too much longer. And in the meantime, we got plenty of other neat things we're going to be doing in the Tulum area. So hit that subscribe button. Think this is part of the wall?
Yeah, probably.
Certainly looks like it. It looks very wall-like.
It looks like a wall. It must be a wall. It's a wall, Lewis.
So it is getting closer to midday, and I don't know if you can see this on camera, but you can see the humidity rising out of the ground as that water is evaporating, and it is humid as all get out here. You gonna turn into a puddle?
Yeah, soggy.
And also too, it's February, so
It's like barely February. It's like the 3rd.
yeah, this is probably the best time of year to come do this sort of thing because it's probably the coolest. I can't imagine how sweltering hot this must be like in August.
No, thank you.
So in the footprint of the castle here, we've come to like the yard area. So this is actually where the residence of most of the peasants would be, possibly.
Peasants?
Yeah, well, so they mentioned that maybe there were peasants here, but maybe just like lower class royals and priests.
Yeah.
But this would be like where their houses would be and the yards they would use for like cooking, cleaning, like mostly like an outdoor space. You know, obviously back then houses weren't huge and air conditioned, so think like tiny home outdoor living. All right, so here's some more of the ruins, but I think this is interesting because you can see there's like an outline here where there's probably just like a really small foundation and all the grass has overgrown it. Kind of leaves an interesting like natural footprint. How do you think that they made these columns? I mean, obviously they had to chisel that out of solid rock.
Like grinded it down with like a scratchy paper.
Yeah. I don't think that they had lathes back then, right? So
I don't know.
Like, what would you do? How would you make that?
Well, you polish stone by putting other stones in with water and just mixing it. Maybe that's how they did it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You just kind of, take your best shot at it. That's round enough.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess. Just kind of picturing this, 700, 800 years ago. This would have been a bustling metropolis at the time. 600 people running around, going about their daily lives, making prayers and sacrifices, making papayas and
Papayas?
Papaya. Yeah, wood.
Papyrus?
Papyrus, I don't know. Tortillas, making tortillas.
Oh my God, Lewis.
Is one thing. What? Papaya? They made, like old people, like ancient people made papaya.
Papaya is a fruit.
Okay, making papyrus.
Papyrus came from the Egyptians.
Okay. But either way, going about their daily lives, making tortillas, eating, cleaning, cooking, all the things in this space, until the arrival of the Europeans, the Spaniards, came and completely disrupted their way of life. And I bet that day was complete chaos and mayhem here. Probably very exciting.
Hmm.
A lot of excitement.
You know something.
All right, and this is one of the temples here. And what's really interesting here is you can actually still see some of the carvings along the top there of some of the masks and some of the gods that they would worship. Oh, and there's like handprints up there too. Where they decorated it. And supposedly there's like a mural inside, but oh, you can kind of see it back there. Let's see if that comes up on camera. But just inside there, beyond the scaffolding, there's like a mural painted on the wall. Very neat.
And it's eavesdropping. The best panoramic picture I heard tour guide said was up there. So I think we're gonna go around and see if we can see that. But the exit is that way.
Right.
Okay, so you definitely can hang out with the guide and do all the things. But I'm confident had we had actually started where we're supposed to start, we might have done that because we powered through it. But that doesn't mean we can't come back maybe one day later if you wanted to.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We kind of went around all the interesting parts. Each dropped on the guides at each of those spots. I think I got a pretty good idea of what's going on here.
Okay. So we're taking a chance. We were told, we heard the tour guide that you have to exit through the wall. So we think this is where we're supposed to exit.
Yeah.
We don't know.
It looks like they just kind of carved through the wall, so I don't think this was originally here.
I don't think so either. All right. So I'm convinced we did this backwards. I'm not saying we did it wrong. I'm just saying we did it backwards. But after you exit through the main, square area, short little walk away is all these stores. I think this is actually where the true entrance is. So we're going to maybe pick out a souvenir. Bring your wallet.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good. All right, guys. It is a hot one, as clearly you can tell. I don't know if I'm sunburned or if I'm just hot. So, all that being said, had a really good time at the ruins. I think we did it in a backwards way, but now that we're here at the front, I do think we actually should have had tickets because people are actually being scanned in. So, oh well. Anyway.
People are actually being given paper tickets too, but it's the same cost. It's 100 pesos either way.
Okay, so. All that being said, here is this guy with pro tips.
All right, guys, so here are your pro tips for visiting the Mayan ruins in Tulum National Park. I would say number one is you can definitely enter through the main entrance, or it seems like you can get here through the beach entrance as well. But if you come through the beach entrance, you're not going to get a ticket. It seems like a more official way is probably come to the main entrance. So keep that in mind, probably the better way to go. And that way you don't have to do the park backwards like we did. Pro tip number two is I would definitely recommend wearing closed-toed shoes because there are a lot of things that you can walk around and stub your toe on while you're here. And pro tip number three is maybe bring an umbrella because even here in February, it is hot and I can't imagine how hot it is in August. So you probably want something so that way you can stay under the shade. All right, so that's gonna do it for today, guys. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it, really help us out. With that being said, we're out of here and we'll see you next weekend.
Bye. Say, this is pretty. That's a nice boulder. Do you know what movie that's from?
No.
It's from Shrek. What's wrong with you? Shrek.
Shrek. Oh, okay.
Okay.
There's a nice breeze on the train. You're on the tram. Yeah.
You enjoying it?
Are you?
Yeah. It's a lot red face though. I don't know why.
Yeah. I know you're happy not walking back, huh?
It's hot.
All right, guys. So here are your pro tips for visiting the Mayan ruins in the.
Scoot that way because you're blocking the Mayan ruins. Okay.
They said that the walls, I don't remember how, they said the walls are